There's an interesting story making news here in Austin. Everybody knows Austin is a very expensive place to live, right? Right? It's an expensive place to live.
But our mayor's working on it. It's going to make it more affordable.
Right. That's why he's up in Iowa with Pete Buttigieg.
Doing that business.
Well, 21 states have increased their minimum wage at the beginning of the year 2020. Texas was not one of them. And a new study says Austin is the least affordable U.S. major city for minimum wage workers. Apparently, according to the report, if you're living on minimum wage, you're having a tough time.
I don't know how you do it.
Her name is Nora Linares Moeller. She's the executive director of the group called Housing Works Austin.
Wages are stagnant. We have not had any kind of increase. If we can get our people starting to make more money here, people can then stay.
Now, Housing Works Austin, it's a nonprofit that advocates for affordable housing. In 2019, Moeller says the median rental cost here in Austin was about $1,300, and the median home price is still hovering around $400,000, making it nearly impossible for a minimum wage earner to find housing.
Sure.
Here's Moeller again. Here's what she says.
They probably have to work about 200 hours. The reason that folks are struggling so much is that they'd have to work either 2 jobs or over the weekend. And when you have a family and you have children, that takes a toll on everyone.
That'd be tough if you got a family, that's for sure. Now, experts say sky-high rents, mortgage prices alone here in Austin can easily suck up all of your minimum wage workers' paychecks. Moeller says to get by in Austin, that minimum wage should practically be doubled.
Statistics say that right now, if you're trying to just survive and cost out all of your budget, you have to be making $14.25 an hour. And right now, what are we being paid? $7.25.
Now, Texas has kept its minimum wage the same rates as the federal level, which has not increased since 2009. Now, before the show, I asked you a question.
Yeah, well,
what should the minimum wage be in America? And you said it should be around $10.50,
okay.
A $3.25 pay raise immediately.
I'm very, very conflicted with this because let me be honest. You brought up a point that I'll be honest, I have never considered, that has never crossed my mind.
Well, explain why you think the minimum wage should be higher.
Well, listen, it's only because, obviously, as they stated there, $7.25 is going to be virtually impossible to live on in this town and have any real appreciable quality of life, really. I mean, it's just going to be a daily struggle. But so there's that. I mean, the math kind of speaks for itself. But at the same time, and I don't want to step on you here and steal your thunder.
No, go ahead. You can steal my thunder all you want.
But you brought up a point that I've just never thought about, and that is, why do we have a minimum wage at all? Why is there one? I'd never thought about that, really, and
my thought is
quickly it was like, well, that's a very, very good question.
My thought is the reason why people work for $7.25 an hour is because people will work for $7.25 an hour.
Yeah.
Stop working for $7.25 an hour. Now, there are some people out there that their education level, their mental capacity is just not there. They're going to have a difficult time doing some jobs.
Right.
They are always, for their entire life, going to have those low-paying jobs.
It's an unfortunate fact. Yeah.
It is. It's just the fact. It's just the reality of the world.
Yes.
But they should be able to survive, right? I mean, we want them to be able to survive.
Yes.
And there's a lot of critics out there, including the Bernie Sanders of the world. They say that the minimum wage at $7.25 basically puts people on welfare rolls, food stamps, that sort of thing. And so the government has to give them food stamps, even though they're the working poor, $7.25 an hour. So it amounts to Walmart getting basically a handout to keep that person employed. Basically, the government is saying, hey, Walmart employees, don't worry about asking for a pay raise. We got food stamps for you. And basically, it amounts to corporate welfare for Walmarts and other big box stores out there. That's what the Bernie Sanders of the world say.
Essentially.
There is no reason why anybody in America should be making less than $20 an hour. There's no reason for that. The internet has freed the world. Go find something and sell it to somebody else, and you will make $20 an hour easily. There's no doubt in my mind. It's very easy to
for
do.
Everyone. You think for everyone it should
you
be
got
that
a cell
easy?
phone. You got a cell phone, and you can connect to Craigslist and Facebook Marketplace. There are ways to get out there and start making some money selling things.
But what about those folks that frankly, aren't qualified for much more than bagging your groceries? Nothing against that job. I appreciate it when you bag my groceries. But what about the reality of that?
I think there are social safety nets to help them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
if you don't want to be paid $7.25 an hour, don't say
No.
yes to the job at $7.25 an hour.
Listen, none of these jobs, as we've talked about so often, none of these jobs are designed to be careers. Minimum wage jobs are not designed for you to stay there. Really, probably much more than a few months, honestly. Maybe a year, but they're usually designed to be high turnover positions with that expectation.
High school, college kids.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe a mom or dad trying to make a little extra money on the
On
side.
your way
kind of
to
thing.
somewhere else,
I
or
gotcha.
maybe as a side job, whatever it is. But it's not meant to be.
Or maybe you've made some horrible decisions in your life, and now you're paying the consequences for it because that's the only job you can get.
Yeah, but if you do choose for that to be your life's calling, for that to be the end of the end all be all of careers, making minimum wage, and then go nuts, but just expect your life will be what it will be.
Well, we're talking about the low end of the pay scale, $7.25, the minimum wage. I think this Moeller with the housing work, she's talking about wages need to increase across the board.
Yeah.
That's what she's talking about.
Well, we've also
the homes are expensive, rent is expensive, property taxes keep going up, on and on and on. School bond packages, Capital Metro and the city talking about some billion-dollar bond packages. It all adds to the unaffordability issue here in town.
Well,
everybody needs more, according to the experts, especially if you're in the home building business. You know it firsthand. You need people that make more money to buy your properties.
I got it, but we've also seen what that does. I mean, it's starting to take its toll on businesses like fast food restaurants, small restaurants, that kind of thing, where the minimum required wage now is going to be $15 certain parts of the country. It's not working. It doesn't work for the business.
No.
They can't do it.
If the minimum wage is bumped to $15 an hour like Moeller's talking about, I have a strong feeling over the next 6 months, you would probably see about 30 to 40% of our businesses here in town just fade away.
Right. And the fact is, there are going to be some towns where you just can't afford to live. You shouldn't be there. If Austin's getting too expensive for you, you shouldn't be here.
Bob is in Oak Hill. Bob, what you got real quick, Bob? Hello, Bob. Yep. All right, that was a good try. Maybe a phone system.
I hear
there.
somebody's there.
It is 6:26 here on the Todd and Don Show. As you know, commercial property owners, managers, realtors, they all trust Accurate Leak and Line, the trenchless plumbing and slab leak specialist. In fact, they've saved Austin property owners literally thousands of dollars in expensive and extensive unnecessary plumbing repair costs. As you know, older properties and aging iron and galvanized pipes, they will cause leaks underneath your foundation. So, putting off this kind of problem, signs of a problem, could actually end up costing you a whole lot more. And if you notice signs of foundation movement, cracks in the walls, maybe the flooring, high water bills, repetitive backups, well, then you need to call Accurate Leak and Line for a camera inspection of your commercial property. Master plumbing specialist at Accurate Leak and Line, they use the latest technology in trenchless, no-dig water line and sewer repair with no cosmetic damage to your property. If you think it's time for an underslab camera inspection, give them a call today at 512-219-5325. That's 219-5325. Trust the team of master plumbers at Accurate Leak and Line at 219-5325.